Hi, James here from Wiggle. Today we've got the new Adidas SolarBoost 21s or SolarBoost 3s, depending on what you want to call them. Let's jump in and have a look. So here is the new SolarBoost 3 from Adidas, and as always the first thing you notice is the aesthetic is really nice and clean, and whether you're a runner or not, this still might be a shoe that you're considering. Not only does it have a nice silhouette and is a good looking shoe, but it has some really nice features in here, so let's have a look at them. So you may or may not have heard that Adidas want to conquer only using recycled plastics for their products by 2024, which is just a really amazing direction that I love Adidas are taking. And we looked at the Adidas SolarBoost a few weeks ago that are using PrimeNet Blue, which is using all ocean recycled plastics, which is a really nice touch. But in the SolarBoost 3 that we have here, they're using a new material which is called PrimeGreen, which you can see stamped on the insole in there. So the Prime Blue was using ocean recycled plastics, but this PrimeGreen is using no virgin plastics at all. So every piece of plastic is recycled, which is just a fantastic move from Adidas, and I love it. So let's have a look at the laces first, and this is one thing that I really like already, and that's the fact that they are just ever so slightly stretchy. And what that does is when your foot is in the shoe, it gives you that really snug fit without it feeling like you've got a really tight cage of laces around there, almost cutting off your blood supply. And it's just going to allow your foot to swell a little bit if it does when you run in them, which is just going to stop from that sort of boa constrictor sort of feeling. Unlike with the SolarBoost 21, it doesn't come with that full one-piece sock-like upper. The tongue's held in place centrally by these two neoprene gaiters that run down either side, and they're good for a few reasons. So it obviously keeps the tongue nice and straight, but it also gives you just a tiny bit of added cushioning down either side, as those neoprene gaiters are a little bit soft, and they also give you just a little bit more of that sort of mid-cage hold and give you a little bit more lateral support, which is a really nice touch. And the tongue itself doesn't actually have that much padding in it, but it's made from this really nice sort of stretchy neoprene material, which is actually really comfortable when it's on foot. The upper is made from a knit material, which is what we're seeing a lot of these days, but it's actually a little bit different in the SolarBoost 3, as it has these rubberized sections that go around the toe, down the side, and even the three stripes sort of act as this as well, which actually give the shoe a little bit more structure and then allows the knit to flex where you need it to. The rubberized sections that highlight around the front of the shoe aren't just going to give you that little bit of extra support, but they're obviously going to be more durable, so they're going to be more hard wearing than that mesh material. So it should get you a couple more miles out the shoe as well. The three stripes running down each side are reflective, so it's just going to give you that little extra highlight if you're running in them at night. Moving to the back of the shoe, the heel counter isn't that aggressive by any means at all, and it's just quite firm just along the sides here, but the back is actually just almost like a piece of neoprene here, so it's really flexible, as you can see there. And that's just going to make the shoe really comfortable for that everyday sort of leisure use, if that's what you're going to be using them for. But if you want to use them for an everyday trainer, you might find that you want to run the laces up into the higher loop, which you've got there, which is just going to give you that really snug heel hold, which is what you want for that everyday trainer. So let's take the insole out and see what that has to offer. And it's actually a pretty nice thick EVA one, which is again going to give you that little bit more cushioning, which is nice to see. And it's actually shaped quite differently to what you see with other insoles like it, as a lot of the structure and support you can see is running further back towards the heel there. So it looks again like that's going to help with a little bit more lateral support at the back end of the shoe there, which is nice to see. So moving down on the shoe again, you can see that above that classic Adidas Boost material that we'll talk about in a minute, you've got this full 360 rail of foam that goes around the whole shoe. And this is what Adidas are calling their control rail, and it's basically going to give you more control and support as your foot is going to be sitting more inside the shoe rather than on top of it, which I think is a really nice idea. So the shoe's designed to be a sort of medium to long distance comfortable running shoe, and I think all these little features are really going to make it one that stands out quite nicely. So below that 360 control rail, you can see that we've still got that much loved Adidas Boost, and it's not going anywhere yet. It's tried and tested, it works brilliantly, it's loved by so many of us out there, including myself. It gives that really plush cushion ride, and yet it's still really responsive. And to be honest, I'm just glad they're still using it. It doesn't see as much boost as we saw in the SolarBoost 21, because that was huge, but as we all know, half of that was a bit of an illusion anyway, and this is still going to give you a really responsive cushioned ride. When we look down onto the outsole area, we can see that it does incorporate Adidas LEP, which is Adidas's linear energy push system. And basically what that is, it's a TPU plate that runs in between the Boost midsole and the Conti outsole, which we'll talk about in a second, which almost acts as a sort of carbon plate, but not quite that, but almost a carbon plate that just gives you that little bit more energy return with every step. And not only is it going to give you that little bit more responsiveness, but it's going to give the whole shoe a more torsional stiffness, so the shoe's going to be slightly more stable with that too. And then finally we'll move on to that Continental outsole that we've seen running through Adidas's running series for a while now. And as we all know, Continental are one of the kings at making grippy rubber compounds for all sorts of things, including car tyres and bike tyres and stuff like that. So they offer really good grip on tarmacked roads, as well as when they're really greasy and wet too. So that's a quick roundabout view of the new SolarBoost 3 from Adidas. What do you think to them? Are they going to be your next shoe? Let us know in the comments. If you like this video and want to see more like it, consider subscribing. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.